Hello, it's me, Lisa, pro makeup artist and beauty junkie. But today I'm going to give you a completely different kind of content. This is a tour of the parts of the house that are about to be renovated. So this has been a planning in the works for about 2 years. It's been a lot of work to get to this point right now, because of many things. One of them being when we went to remortgage, there was actually a problem on our bank account that we need to sort it. It was an error on the bank's part from something in the pandemic, so that was a bit annoying, and it took about 6 months to rectify. So we've lost bits of time along the way, but you know. And then we had the flood in the house. So the bit of the house I'm in now, this is the conservatory, and this was the problem. This was the guilty party in the flood happening. So that's a gully, that's a manhole. So this manhole runs, we've dug a hole out there, I'll show you in a bit. And there's a sewage, Wessex Water public sewage line owned by Wessex that runs right underneath the house to where the decking's kind of ripped up out there, because there was a blockage under there, and that's what they needed to get to. And we're actually still, we haven't settled the claim yet. We're nearing the end of it, I hope, but basically what they're offering us is basically around half of what all the other reports are showing us, which is a very poor show. And you think when you've got insurance, you're in good hands, you pay a lot of money for it, and you think you're helped out, and you're not. People don't care. People do not care, and you have to be difficult, and it's been so draining. So alongside kind of working and doing my usual kind of content creation and everything else, I've been doing all the admin side of this, and it's been crazy. We had our plans submitted and approved, it was August last year. So yeah, it's taken us a long time to actually get to this week where we are starting. So we have big plans. We have big plans. Let me pan you around to show you this. So this is our current entry room, which is going to be moved. So I'll kind of talk you through. This is our front door. Hello. So we live in a very, very old higgledy-piggledy house. So this is an extension on the front of the property. That would have been the original doorway. This would have been the original walls. This was extended out. And we're actually going to reopen this doorway. We are extending, so all of this, by the way, is being demolished completely because we're going to build another floor above this. It's a double height extension. That's why we needed planning. Had we just be rebuilding this, and what's really ironic is sorting this out was always in the plan, but life willed that it would flood. So you can hear that we live right next to a main road. It's very busy. So these are what would have been original, what are they called? Double glazed windows? They're rubbish. They have like huge gaps and they let so much cold air, and it's always hot in here. Like right now I'm very warm because the insulation doesn't work. And they've had this like, so we've lived here 12 years this August. This weird like screening put on a few of the windows. I know they had a dog here, I'm not sure if that was something to do with it. So the windows basically always look dirty because of this like film on the outside. Anyway, I digress. So you can see this window, this would have been a window even. And then what we plan to do, so this is phase one, knock all of this down and rebuild it as a double height. And while we're there, the builders are going to relay all of the sewage. We're going to do some bits outside. Let's do that actually. So I'll show you the outside of the house. This is our garden. So it's very higgledy-piggledy. So what we figured is that when they built this extension, there's another extension on the side that I think they just dumped all the ground here rather than get rid of it because it's expensive to do these things. So this is the front part. I mean, it's all, I've started to kind of move stuff to the side, so the footprint extension actually will be pretty much where that chair is now. So we're going to have a new front door on the profile side where this window is essentially. So we're actually going to have an entryway, which I'm really excited because you'll see in a minute where our entryway is. I recently got a Eufy doorbell and I'm loving it. It's wireless. It just connects via Wi-Fi and you just plug it into charge. So yeah, we have this huge humpy mound. I also have this hedge which I hate. Basically, oh, when was it? Maybe 7 or so years ago. There used to be a different business up here and they shut down and rebuilt this, which is a much higher, ugly thing. Ugh, the guy that owns it is a bit weird as well. But all of those brambles are his, and I politely asked him to cut them down. I'm just being like nice about the whole build, just sort of being courteous neighbour, but he's a bit weird, I'm not gonna lie. Anyway, so with this extension, so you can see the original house, that window is going to be lost. It's going to be turned into a doorway. So what's going to happen is that this is going to be, can I zoom out? No, I'm as far zoomed out as possible. It's going to echo the shape, but just a bit smaller. And that window will be a doorway. So we're going to gain a lot of space from doing this. This is going to be squared off because currently it's a hexagonal thing. I mean, the roof is a joke. It's been such a joke. And I never actually realised when buying a house, like I come from a place, look, the peonies are nearing the end of their lives. It's so beautiful. I put the aloe plant outside as well because it's fine to be out here. And look, got another peony here that I planted during lockdown, and it's going to have its first bloom, I hope, this summer. And this tree here, this maple tree, has 2 of our cats buried underneath it. It's a very special tree, but it's growing so beautifully. Okay, right, back to all of this. So yeah, you can really see that weird frosting stuff. So it's going to make such a difference. So everything's going to be squared off. There is going to be, I'm not sure whether they're going to be sliding doors or French doors out here. And they're going to level some of the ground around the house. We would eventually like to basically do level everything, but it's just very expensive. I think we got a quote. So basically what I was saying earlier is we were going to remove this hedge years ago because the guys that built the building next to us promised, they were stonemasons, they were going to rebuild it to get planning. They never did, the buggers. Anyway, so we looked into it and it's about £1,500, no, a bit more than that, £1,700 to remove that and put a fence in, which would just make this whole process easier for like access for builders and everything. But because of the hump, the fence would stay, that's an average height fence, so you wouldn't really get privacy from it. And obviously the cat's keeping them, because like this hedge has been like growing out and stuff, so we have to cut it back every year. So it's like a maintenance annoying, I hate it. And then to dig out all of here, it would have been like £5,000. So yeah, money just spent on ground. Okay, so in this corner, when we first bought this house, so everything, as you can see, is on a higher level above us. We live in Freeman, Somerset, so it's very like higgledy-piggledy, like this, very old. This house is like about 100 years old. So this is another extension. I'll talk to you about that in a second. So when we moved here, there was a really cool kind of shed with loads of decking. So all of this was hidden under decking, but we had to rip it all up to find the manhole because a map showed that there was a manhole here. However, it was wrong. The manhole is right in that corner. I'll show you in a minute. There used to be this really cool 2-tiered shed and we could get up to the top bit, and there used to be a greenhouse up there. It was really cute. But then when that was sold, we're like, well, we're not really going to do anything to it. So this is all a bit of an overgrown mess at the moment, to be honest. So this is an extension to the bathroom. I'm guessing the neighbours would have extended this. They're really cool. I spoke to them recently, like met with them properly. They moved in their house in '74, and yeah, that's really cool. So yeah, this bit's like all rubble and mess again, I think, from where they built this, and also our builder came round and dug out to explore and find. So he was seeing what was going on down there, like how deep the wall goes, which is a considerable amount. And then here is, that's the sewer. So all that's going to be redone. So they're going to put in the official sewer here, then something called a rodding one there, so if there's any blockages, so there's going to be no access in the house, which is what happened before. So you can see the house is, it's 3-storey, it's a converted attic, and you can see the difference and everything, like all the render kind of showing here. So this all used to be part of the shed, kind of like this internal build. It was like on a slight diagonal. So I think once we're done, oh, I can hear my neighbour. He's so sweet. Brian and Viv, they're called legends. Anyway, so this is all going to be rebuilt. And there's going to be doors out here, and we're going to have a back door also. There's going to be a lot of rejigging in here. This roof hasn't been too great. There's been a lot of leaks, which you'll see on the inside. So that is the outside of the house. Let's go back in, shall we? Right, so this is where the bigger job, I mean, it's so weird, the acoustics in here, because of the emptiness of the room. There's still bits I need to get rid of. But here, this wall is going to be going. And so caveat, Chris and I love this room. It's always been our favourite, just in terms of the light coming in. We're still going to be getting a lot of light in here. It's just going to be significantly more insulated, modernised, and we're obviously gaining this other space. What you will notice is how thick those walls are. So if I put my arm next to it, can you see that even to my elbow, like that is longer than that whole bit. And I want to show you this. This is a drawing I did ages ago of the space being like, right. So that's been up here for years, just like dreaming of it. So phase 1, knocking this down, redoing all the pipe work, putting the foundations on and building on up. Once that is watertight and secure, they will then go into phase 2, knock down this. I mean, I've kind of hated this kitchen ever since we moved in. It was originally this sort of wood. I painted it all just to kind of give it a vibe. So what's really tricky about this kitchen, it's got 3 entryways to it, so like it's a nightmare in terms of storage and kind of getting in and access and whatnot. So yeah, it's going to be incredible. So that wall is going. It's going to take 3 steels to bear the load, and then this wall is also going. Another very thick solid wall here is going. So our kitchen, I mean, it's seen better days. There's lots of things missing, like the kickboards are missing from when the flood happened. So this is how we've been kind of left to live. And there's weird things like a little alcove, but it doesn't go that high up. So I think that's where the original stove or heating system might have been in the room. There's quite a few boxes and stuff in here just as we're ready to sort of move stuff. If you followed my Instagram for a while, you'll know that I sort of take the piss of my realistic living, like open access drawers and cupboards, and I mean, I think this is a metaphor for our life here right now. This drawer is literally given up. And then we've got things like this, kettlebell on the bin, because the cats know how to open the bin. So that's our security. I'm selling this, so a lot of stuff. There's a lot of stuff in random places, even more so because we will have to pack this down, but not quite yet. So we're keeping it as a kitchen for now. So this is the extension. Oh, and another thing I want to point out is the level of light. So the kitchen, can you see my camera's sort of struggling to balance the light? And there's a window that they never got rid of. So weird. The things they've thought through on this, like, you're like, why? Anyway, it gets quite dark in here very quickly. So once this wall has gone, like, look at the difference between, like, just, right, let me show you me. So I'm stood by a doorway. It doesn't look that different. I think the camera's like being, you can see it here a bit, like how it gets really dark and then like really bright again. Ooh, makes a huge difference. Right, so in here, this is our like boot cloak room utility area. Believe it or not, a lot of shoes. Chris has a trainer addiction. A lot of them have been packed away, and I've packed away like half of our coats and stuff. This will obviously move once we have it in. But yeah, you got a nice little skylight, so we plan on putting another skylight in. I wouldn't mind to keep the ceiling just quite high. Oh, it's so gross up there. Ugh, spiders. It'd be really nice to, yeah, have the second one. We'll see money, like what money situation's doing. And then this is a downstairs bathroom. There are 2 bathrooms in this house. This has a bath. I mean, it's very dated. It's not really us at all, but you know, you make do with what you have. So there will be a door. We're gonna have a back door, honey, here. It's gonna be amazing. Then, as you can see, as everything in this house, there's a bit of a step thing there. So this, where the bath is, that will be the powder room and the kind of downstairs loo, which will be very exciting, right by the back door. And then off here, I want to show you something funny here. So guess what's here? Glass. It's a window. They never took the frickin' window out, they just painted it. Isn't that strange? But yeah, you can see that, you know, this part of the house has seen better days. It's not great, it's not great. So this will all be open up. So when I'm stood here, I'll be able to see, not quite the front door because there'll be a door in the way, but this just gives you an idea of everything. So there's going to be units all along here. So we've gone for the Wren kitchens. So there's going to be a really long L-shaped unit all the way down there. And then from actually where this wall is kind of thing, there will be, we'll have like floor to ceiling units. Want more of a floating shelf kind of vibe here. Utilise this area. So I think the cooker was originally meant to go here, but I think we're going to put it in front of here, just so there's more access to, you know, storage behind, spices, oils, that kind of thing. And we're getting all those fancy drawers, you know, the ones you open that actually are really deep, so you can put, well, we're getting the long, what are they called, pantry drawers. So for near the cooker, so you can put all your oils and, you know, stuff that you don't use on regularly, just slide it away. And then drawers to put, oh, Ludo, hi! Drawers to put, you know, plates. So we're not really going to have much cupboards per se. It's all going to be more floor units, and then we're getting more units than we actually have now. So they're going to run along to about here, and this doorway is going to be blocked up because, so essentially this back wall will be extended out all the way to, I guess, where the door open finishes. So that's going to be walled up, and then on the right hand side will be the entryway, and we're going to have a pocket door hopefully there, so it's not going to take up any space. We also have a friend who gave us, I'll show you in a minute what she gave us, a sliding door. But it's really cool, isn't it? So I think this will be a similar kind of vibe, to be honest. Might be, I'm not sure if lining wise it'll finish here, but so all quartz, dark quartz, like black, white with a bit of purple, worktops. There's going to be a tap situation here. The cooker, no, the washing machine and stuff will be here. So that'll be our kind of still pantry, kind of more laundry utility area. We're going to have integrated, this bad boy is going to be integrated, not the white goods. They're just going to be hidden away in a space. Yeah, so that's all down here. So this room, as you can see from the flood, the floor had to be lifted. When we'll do it, we'll probably battle the floor once we're done, so it's a bit of a mess in here. So eventually this will be wall. This will be, you can hear it's just a stud, a bit of MDF. So that'll be the entryway to the house, and it's going to be so nice having that kind of separation. This will be more of a snug kind of living room. I mean, it's a bit of a hot mess in here because we've just shoved, like, there's so much stuff just shoved in here. This is lots from our wedding. How cute. A little gallery wall. We bought loads of skulls for our wedding because we saw this amazing manor house and we're like, we want that but in a different place. So we bought loads of skulls to create that kind of grand opening. So yeah, you can see we've got a sliding door here which is panelled. So I think we might use it as the bathroom door. So we're just, you can get these reeded stickers to put for privacy. The sofa's flipped up. It's very glamorous. There's quite a bit of room here still to be able to put storage stuff. So we have some damp issues basically. A friend did render the lower half of the, no, he did the upper half, but you can see well on the lower half where it's still not happy. And it's all doing it here because this room used to be, what's it, wallpapered. And I painted it and then this has happened. So yeah, right, let's go on upstairs. Look at this. Got my high vis at the ready. Project manager Lisa is on the case. Yeah, Chris works an incredible amount of hours at work. So it's really tricky. So it's quite a blessing that I am freelance and a bit more flexible, but I'm actually coming into my busiest season at work. So, you know the beauty room, you know it well. Semi-tidy. I need someone to come over and help me organise. This is my mental state at the moment. I need to get rid of the, got fresh flowers to bring upstairs. I just need to take those down. I forgot to do it. Right, so this is where a lot of big changes are going to happen too. So this was going to be made into a doorway. Ouch, just banged my head. That'll be the master bedroom and it's going to be massive. It's going to be amazing. Long story short, I have a disabled brother who I'm guessing in the future might live with us, so there's going to be an opportunity to be able to split a bit of this room off so there's enough for both, or we even thought of putting a smaller bathroom in here. But this, this is our storage facility at the moment. There's beds flipped up, there's boxes galore. It's wild. It's all going on in here in like organised kind of chaos. So this is the original spare room. This is a 3-bed house, and this will be the bathroom. So I would quite like to pop the bath by the window, so you've got like the little ledge there, and then maybe like a double sink situation here. I'd quite like that, and then like a gorgeous luxury shower situation here. Is what I'm thinking. Bit hard to imagine right now, I know, because there's lots of stuff, but this double bed fit in here quite well and had a decent amount of room next to it also. Whoa, just falling over stuff. There used to be a fireplace. Sadly, the original one is gone, and I think the toilet would be like here somewhere, just to be in line with the current plumbing downstairs, because we also have another ensuite upstairs. I'm not going to show you upstairs, purely because it's a bit chaotic up there. Let me know if you want to see it. That rudely cut me off. This camera. Yes, let me know if you want to see upstairs. It's an area that will probably be the sad area eventually, because I don't think, initially we wanted to redo our ensuite and jazz up the bedroom and stuff, but I don't think there's going to be any budget left for that. I think that's it. But it's very dated up there, it's very dated. I don't really show a lot of my house because it's not like, there are certain spaces that I feel are like more us and more of a vibe. What do you think, Lulu? Hey? How do you feel about it all? Not very chatty, is he? Yeah, so I'm really excited to have all these things. And I mean, I grew up in a council flat, and I never thought I'd own a house. And to think that we're going to renovate, that's major. That is major. It's like, gives me goosebumps. Anyway, I've just spotted something that I want to show you. Final thing I want to show you. So in here, that was the colour of all of downstairs. Can you see it? Let me zoom into it. It's like a terracotta-y orange. It's not cute, basically. Yeah. Not cute at all. That was everywhere. It was gross. So the first thing I did as soon as we moved in, I just whitewashed everything just to strip it back. I mean, like, these lights, not my vibe either. Like granny chic. Cute in someone else's home, not mine. So it's gonna be, yeah, life-changing what we're doing to the space here. Apparently it's going to take a 4.5 to 5 months, so hoping that everything should be done by Christmas is what I keep telling myself, which is more than enough time wise. But yeah, we've got a lot to get our head around, enjoy the roller coaster that we are about to embark on. I'm gonna try my best to keep up to date with all of my YouTube, general beauty, do some house updates as we go along. I definitely want to have a go at demolishing some walls, get all that pent up anger out about just the flood situation and everything else. I'm really excited for it. Chris and I excited, and I'm really nervous. It's going to be amazing once it's done. I mean, not gonna lie, I'm really worried about the financial element of it, just because everything has gone up significantly since we first planned this. So not sure at what end point we'll get to, but you know, it's going to be a work in progress. But I want to get the bulk of it done, like the bigger structural things done, and then worry about all the other things. But I'm so obsessed with detail orientated stuff, I'm like, ugh. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. Let me know if you've got any questions below. That cut me off again. Yeah, let me know if you've got any questions below, any suggestions to help us get through. I've just thought that when the kitchen's knocked down, we won't have a kitchen. That's what the dining room table's going to be, so we're going to get a nice cover for that. We've got an air fryer, so that'll become our kitchen when the time comes. So yeah, I'm excited. I'm really excited. Ludo, he's just lying on the floor. I'm worried about the cats actually. So we've sort of got a Feliway thing, put a brand new litter tray upstairs, did it like a few weeks ago, just sort of get them to, and I think we just kind of lock them away in the daytime, just so we know they're safe and they're not spooked by anything, especially that we're near a road. And I mean, the builders are brilliant, so I know they're going to be really accommodating to them and sort of let them out in the evenings just so they can sort of get their bearings and explore. Yeah, so thank you so much, so excited, and I will update you soon. Follow me on Instagram, TikTok, for more kind of regular content on this. I do have a different Instagram page for this specifically, so I'll link that all below. Wish us luck. Thank you.